Work from home or return to the office? That is the question we're discussing tonight. And one reason some remote employees might not want to return to the office is because they're secretly working two full-time jobs at the same time, and their employers just don't know it. So they're kind of scamming, working the system. Now, in researching this topic, we uncovered a website that offers tips on how not to get caught. And you might know you can find anything on the internet. And so they actually coach people on how to interview for that second job. And they talk about, okay, look, what are some interview red flags to look out for? And they said anything that indicates micromanagement, like you don't want a company that requires having the camera on all day, for instance. And if you get into interviews, what do I say when an interview asks if I have another full-time job at the moment? You can say you do have another full-time job, just leave out the part where you're not planning on quitting, wink, wink. And then managing your identity. The question is, can I tell my partner about working multiple jobs? Their advice is, you don't tell anyone. Don't tell somebody you're dating. You don't want to run the risk of a bitter ex calling your bosses to out you. And relationships are ships and ships go down, so don't trust anybody. Don't tell your family, don't tell anyone. We've heard of jealous relatives calling companies to expose these working two-timers in the name of doing the honest thing. And what do I do with my LinkedIn once I'm two-timing? Well, if your new colleagues ask why you haven't added them, the best way of avoiding this is just to hibernate your profile. Say you're doing a social media cleanse or that you're just not very active. And social media-wise, you need to make all your accounts private and tell colleagues you prefer to keep your personal and work life separate. What they're saying is you just got to start hiding, lie by omission, because if you tell anybody one single thing about having two jobs, it just isn't going to work. You're going to get caught, and that's a lot of pressure to live with. Senator, what do you bet you've got work-at-home people that have two jobs?
Well, I mean, they love the isolation, Dr. Phil. Hopefully, eventually, they get an isolation of a cell that's 8 by 10, and that way they can stop thinking about what they've done. Listen, since the beginning of time, the scam has always been on. And again, people want to work. Most people want to work as little and make as much money as possible. But then there's some other people that don't want to work at all and make as much money as possible. So, you run the gamut.
Your body is a system, and when it's running right, you feel focused, energized, in flow, but sometimes we struggle to find that flow state. Why? Because there's too much static in our system, brain fog, fatigue, and inflammation. The Echo Flask clears the static by infusing your water with molecular hydrogen, a natural science-backed gas that helps your body think sharper, recover faster, and run smoother. This is more than hydration. It's better focus, more energy, faster recovery, less internal stress, and longer-term benefits that keep you sharp. When your water works harder, your whole system does too. Find your flow state with the Echo Flask hydrogen water bottle and get an unlimited supply of hydrogen water at home and on the go. Visit echowater.com/Phil and use code Phil for 10% off. That's echowater.com/Phil. Enter code Phil to save 10%. With major corporations and even President Trump himself mandating remote employees to return to the office, the question is, are we beginning to see the end of working from home? Seth, are you back in the office?
I am, yeah, full time.
Glad?
Ecstatic.
Ecstatic to be back?
Yeah.
Here's the thing, we're social animals. The truth of the matter is humans are social animals, and we have to interact. And if you are working from home, it's really important that you do get out of those four walls and you go interact with people, whether it's work-wise or otherwise. You've got to get out and interact. And maybe it's calling on clients, or maybe it's going and being with friends or whatever. But the research is very clear. If you do get isolated, your productivity goes down. You are more subject to depression from isolation. You are subject to loneliness, and clearly you become less cognitively active than if you interact with people a lot. And employers do have a clear case. Joel, it's not just a power and control or trust thing. The results are clear. Most people work better as a member of a team than they do in isolation. It's not everybody, but by and large, most people work well when they're part of a team and they stimulate one another. And the country was built on working from the office. This goes all the way back to ancient Greece and forward. We've always been social animals, and companies are going to insist that people come back to work. And if you're somebody like yourself that is kind of a measurable outcome worker and you perform, if you were working for me and you had to recruit X number of people, I wouldn't give a damn if you were standing on your head, working out of a barn, or your car. If you're producing, you're producing. But most people aren't in that situation. But for others that are working, and particularly if it's bureaucratic and they're part of a team, they're going to have to be there. I mean, do you understand that some jobs have to be team-wise?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, at the industry that I recruit in, construction, a lot of those roles are in person. Uh, but from a recruitment standpoint, we still have some of these construction companies, particularly with jobs that are heavily on the laptop. A lot of those companies have had problems recruiting and hiring people. And so, one of the things I advise any of the clients I work with is to open it up to a fully remote work environment so you can recruit more people. You have more access to more people. Anyone who owns a business knows it's hard to recruit people. I also then, to your point, I tell them you've got to be intentional. If you're going to hire somebody remotely, you cannot just ship a laptop and then expect them to do their work. You need to be intentional. You need to coach them to be a good remote worker as well. I think this is where a lot of companies have gone wrong. They haven't been intentional. They haven't understood this social component, and they haven't provided opportunities for teams to get together. They haven't provided ways for people to connect. And that's crucial if you want to be successful with remote work.
The next time you gather with family, enjoy Balance of Nature supplements as an addition to your favorite dishes. Our veggie supplement, made from 15 ingredients like garlic, onion, and cayenne pepper, can easily be opened and added to your favorite dishes like homemade soups or dips. Not to mention our fruits supplement, which is made from 16 ingredients like banana, strawberries, and mango, making it a great addition to your homemade smoothies. Start your journey with Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com to get a free fiber and spice supplement, plus 35% off your first preferred set as a new preferred customer, with free shipping and our money-back guarantee. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code Dr. Phil. That's DRPHIL. I think we have had a really intelligent discussion about this tonight, and it seems like it's run the gamut. There are people who just aren't highly motivated, and working from home gives them the opportunity to maximize not being highly motivated. And if I was running a big company with a lot of office work, I'm going to want them there. There's no question about it. And I think, Senator, if I were you, I would want those people in the office where they could be supervised. And I think Joel makes a great point. If you're going to have remote workers, set them up for success. Don't just ship them a laptop and say good luck. I mean, you got to have a measurable outcome, and you got to have a great reporting system. But it's coming, and people are going to have to make a tough decision.